What is up? In this video, I'm going to give a closer look at the figures included in the collector's editions of Wolfenstein the New Order and the new Colossus. To give a brief background, Wolfenstein 3D was developed by id Software and released in 1992, which is a reimagining of its 2D predecessors by Muse Software, Castle Wolfenstein in 1981 and Beyond Castle Wolfenstein in 1984. id's reboot of the Wolfenstein series is regarded by many for having pioneered the first-person shooter genre. And while there have been several games in between, it wasn't until Wolfenstein the New Order in 2014 that the story's alternative history was set. A world in which the Nazis have won World War II, and combined with their inhumane experiments, they've developed some crazy technology. You control the character William Joseph Blazkowicz, also known as BJ, also known as Terror-Billy, and he's a military man who fell into a vegetative state towards the end of the war, and after waking up 14 years later and learning that they lost, he is compelled to keep fighting and revive the resistance. It's easy to see how Doom drew a lot of inspiration from Wolfenstein. They both have humorous difficulty selection screens. The originals both had that tunnel layout for levels along with the point and shoot play style and your character's face displayed in the HUD at the bottom of the screen. And both have hidden levels in the later games that nod to the originals. The main difference is that in one you're fighting Nazis and in the other you're fighting demons, which some might also argue are basically the same thing. Although Wolfenstein does have a much more in-depth story, while Doom's focus is primarily on the carnage. So I'll start with looking at the Panzerhund edition of the New Order here. It comes in a nice collector's box. It was limited to 5,000 and retailed for $100. This does not include an actual copy of the game, but it does come with the steel case. And I'll just take a closer look at the contents here. So you've got this envelope that has a bunch of different stuff in it. Looks kind of confidential. So you have what looks like an X-ray printout here of a skull, which is pretty cool, although the creases look like they would be very hard to get out if you actually wanted to display this. Also comes with a map. And a postcard. And also several different blueprints. So here's the steel case that it comes with. Again, the game's not included. Then you got this booklet of artwork, different postcards. I think there's, I don't remember exactly how many there are. I want to say 14, but some cool looking art in there. Then you've got some dog tags. And also a few patches. Of course, the highlight of this edition is the Panzerhund figure, which I'll get out of the box here. It also comes with a display base that's not a lot to it. Just has the Wolfenstein logo on it there and a little information on the back. The figure itself has amazing articulation, a lot of different joints in this figure. So very versatile in terms of posability. The joints are very loose. I feel like they could have been a little bit stiffer in order to pose it better, but otherwise it moves around pretty much any way that you want it to. Here's a few clips of how it looks in the game. I think they did a very well likeness and bringing it into real life. And I'll do a quick spin around here. I really like the detail on this figure. It's definitely one of my favorites in my collection. And then next up we have Terror-Billy from Wolfenstein II, the new Colossus. This collector's edition did come with a copy of the game and also retailed for the same price, $100. And it does say on the side here that there's other figures that are sold separately, but I kind of get the impression that that was just artistic branding and that they really don't plan on releasing those figures. Here's the steel book that comes with this edition. And so he basically comes with 4 different guns that have pretty simple paint jobs and an axe, and he has the bomber jacket as an alternative to the yellow leather jacket that he wears in the second game. But the box art looks very nostalgic, kind of gives you like a G.I. Joe feel, and they also released this commercial for it, which I'll play here.
Yes, the most wunderbar soldier who ever lived now brings exciting battle action to the American territories. With an all-new collection of authentic regime forces and elite Hans action sets. And introducing, straight from the headlines, the vile BJ Terror-Billy Blazkowicz. A cold-blooded killer that must be stopped. Terror-Billy is always sneaking, spying, or smashing. But with the help of Elite Hans and General Engel, you can bring this terrorist to justice. Why, you'll be a hero of the Empire in no time. Add Terror-Billy to your collection today and bring glory to the home front with Elite Hans, the Empire's posable protector.
So this figure also has pretty decent articulation. It does look kind of generic. That is on purpose. It just has that nostalgic feel from the figures that anyone who grew up in the 80s or 90s would be familiar with. I like that he's got material clothing. He's got boots that come on and off pretty easy. The jacket appears to have a real zipper that actually functions. And here's what his jacket looks like in game.
How I look?
Like a new man, Nicola. A new man. Oh, look at you. I'm so happy you're back.
What's all this?
All the special shit from Roswell. He brought everything back from Mission Control and dumped it here. Never had time to unpack.
Now they also did sell that jacket as a separate collector's item, one that you could actually wear. I did not pick that up, but pretty cool anyway. So here's a spin around of BJ in his yellow leather jacket and a little closer look at the accessories here. That bomber jacket, I think, was slightly different from the New Order and the new Colossus. In the earlier game, it had a different... The fuzzy collar was like a darker color, but in the second game, it's white. And I'll show a few clips of that here as well. This is how it appeared in the New Order.
Jesteś przystojny chłop, panie Błaskowicz. Nie taki przystojny jak ja, ale nieźle, nieźle.
And this is how it appeared in the new Colossus.
Make up for what you've done to us. I think of my father, I see a fuck you and a fist flying in my face.
When'd you ever do right by me?
The jackets are both interchangeable, so it is kind of finicky to get them out of one and into the other, but it is possible. And there's a quick look without a jacket, which you could also display him in just a shirt if you wanted to. Now this suit that he's wearing, he's got like some kind of mech suit in the game, and I think this would make an amazing action figure. I don't know why they haven't pursued this suit as an action figure. I would buy that in a heartbeat. So if anyone at Bethesda is listening, yeah, somebody should get on that.
I ain't no goddamn Nazi, Caroline.
Overall, I think they make a great companion set. They look great together. The Panzerhund is not quite accurate to scale in terms of BJ, but they still look good together. So that's all I got for this video. Thanks for watching. And this bit is for the ladies. Mm-hmm.